Okay, so for week 10 of winter anime, we're almost finished with the season. A lot of these shows kind of like wrapping up, pretty good story progression. So, yeah, excited to talk about all of them. Frieren, we kind of have a slower episode with a surprising kind of final test. There are a lot of cool fight scenes. Delicious in a dungeon kind of escalated here, gushing over magical girls. What a great wrap up to this fight. So, yeah, I'm gonna talk about some shows I watched this week. Let's start with Frieren though, Beyond Journey's End, episode 27. So, yeah, every episode very solid. This one is the final exam. So while everyone is happy, most of the people succeeded in the second exam. Nobody died. The elf Seri, she's mad. She's like, this isn't normal. These people got carried by Frieren. Like, this test was like incorrect. And now if we make them take a legit third exam, a lot of them would die. So what does Seri do? She's like, I don't want to see anyone die. So I'll proctor the exam myself. So that's kind of weird. What is she gonna do? She seems to be a strict grader. So maybe all of these people won't become first class mages. We gotta see. So that's how it is for the third exam, but you know, before we get started, there's more slice of life in the town. We see Sturk training with that random dude teaching him martial arts. He's like, bro, I don't know who you are. The people who failed the exam are kind of depressed, mainly the ice girl, but she has her girlfriend to kind of keep her company. The Yuri goes strong with them, and also the dude with earth powers. So yeah, he lives in this village, so he's running his shop. But he's super sad. Denkin's trying to cheer him up with the kind of ninja girl. So it's kind of funny seeing all these relationships building up. But yeah, Frieren also visits him because there's a big problem. So when Fern was fighting the Frieren clone, her staff broke. This is the staff that Hyder gave her. So it's kind of like an old-fashioned like wooden stick. Not really super amazing or anything, but it is Fern's staff from her master. So she cherished it a lot. She wants to repair it. So she initially told Fern that the staff is drunk. I'm gonna throw it out. Fern got so mad, but then yeah, Frieren was kind of like hiding her true intentions. She was actually like, you know, secretly repairing it. So she asked the guy, yo, repair the staff. He's like, I don't wanna. But then Frieren kind of like calls him inferior, like, oh yeah, I didn't know you were unskilled, you couldn't do it. But then yeah, he takes that personally and Frieren baits him into fixing it. Frieren gives the staff back to Fern at night. Fern is so happy. And you know, everything's back to normal, good, wholesome vibes as we kind of get ready for the third exam. And then yeah, third exam, everyone's there waiting. They see the proctor Sari is there and she's like, okay, for the third exam, I'll tell you if you pass or fail. So yeah, she just fails everybody. They walk up to her. She has like a lot of mana. She has more mana than Frieren. So it is implied that she's super strong. I mean, we know her philosophy, like she hates peace. She's more of a war elf. So the fact that Frieren defeated the Demon Lord, they're living in a time of peace. All the humans are learning magic now. It's kind of like foreign to Sari. So she's a bit bitter. She seems to be very tsundere towards humans, so it's pretty funny. But yeah, also when she sees Frieren, she also feels Frieren because she's like, if you can't imagine like becoming a first class mage, then I can't pass you. So she can't really imagine like a world where Sari passes her. So that's the logic they did in having Frieren fail. But I mean, also Sari thinks that Frieren's kind of holding herself back. She's not living to her full potential. She's kind of wasting her magical ability because she's suppressing her mana, which is like kind of like a useless skill. It doesn't really make you stronger. It just like throws people off guard. So yeah, for multiple reasons, either she hates Frieren or she thinks that Frieren's wasting her potential, she fails her. But then we get a wholesome story. Frieren tells Sari her favorite spell, which is to create flowers. So the reason she liked this spell is because Himmel, yes, he's back again. So we get another cool Himmel flashback, get some story where Frieren actually saved him a while ago. When he was a little kid, Frieren saved him from being lost, like gave him a flower. And then, you know, he appreciated flowers since then. And also, like in the future, recruited Frieren to the demon hunting team. So it all comes full circle. You know, Frieren, she just used her teamwork to like defeat the demon lord. That's also pretty solid storytelling. It's like they live in an era of peace. And Sari kind of has to accept that. Also, after that, she passes Fern. It's Fern's turn for the exam. And then Fern is powerful. She's gifted, she has potential, and yeah, I guess she deserves to be a first class mage. So yeah, you know, problem solved. We did it. Now we can continue going up north. I kind of feel bad. We didn't see everybody pass or fail yet. So maybe Denkin, the old man, also passes. We got to see. But yeah, I'm so happy that Fern passed. You know, this whole magical exam was worth it. We didn't really waste our time. And yeah, we can kind of continue our journey. We met a lot of like cool characters. So yeah, that was nice. And one more episode till the finale. So yeah, solid anime. Okay, so for Delicious in a Dungeon, episode 11. Very solid episode. It's kind of all I wanted for this dragon fight. Everyone kind of enacting their plan to beat the dragon. But you know, it doesn't go as intended. This dragon is super strong. So yeah, their initial plan was to distract it a bit, kind of block its fire attacks with the shield, and basically have it tire itself out, kind of collapse it with rubble, and then stab its neck. But yeah, it all goes wrong. First of all, when they try blocking its fire, they realize that the whole shield gets really hot, even the handle. So they have to just like immediately drop the shield and run away. So now it's just like so chaotic. The dragon's like destroying buildings. Everyone is in trouble. We see everyone getting knocked down. The dragon kind of towering over everybody. Laios tries to stab it in the neck, but his sword even gets scared. So his sword kind of like jumps away from his hand, and now they kind of miss their opportunity. But we see that the dwarf, he has a cooking knife that's made of mithril. So that's like pretty strong. It can pierce the dragon skin. Chilcha kind of gets creative, goes attacks it. We see the dwarf dude get stomped, so he's super injured. And Chilcha gets hit in the head with like falling rubble, so he also gets knocked out. But yeah, they did stab the dragon in the eyes. So its left eye, now they have like an opening. So yeah, Marcel, she dropped the building on him, but it really did nothing. So her and Laios kind of like regroup, and they have to do some like final blow to like stop the dragon from killing them. So they kind of team up. Laios basically drops down. Marcel buffs him a lot, jumps on his neck and stabs him. So that was pretty cool. Laios had to like use a lot of his strength to kind of beat it. But the thing is, the dragon kind of noms his leg off. So yeah, that was also pretty funny. Laios kind of sacrificed his leg. He falls down, but yeah, he did kill the dragon. So yeah, Marcel is there. She's the mage. She can heal people. So she actually attaches Laios' leg back. She heals everyone else. It's pretty cool. And now they have to find Fallen. They have to recover her body. Also, we get some cool Fallen backstory. I love seeing Fallen. She's such a like wholesome character, kind of like a Mary Sue. Like she's really strong. Everything she does, like she's just so positive and successful and strong, and then she like gravitates everyone towards her. But I do like that about her. I really want to rescue her. So I was so happy we got the backstory. She's apparently really strong. She can fight ghosts. She like, you know, knows magic and everything. And yeah, she sacrificed herself to save her brother and the team. So yeah, now they're just like going into the dragon trying to rescue her. They slowly cut up its scales, go inside the body, get the meat, and then pull out the stomach. But the stomach is empty, so it might have digested the food. So they're like, where do we check? Do we check the intestines? Do we check the poop? Are we too late? But then Laios also realizes that dragons, they have like a fire breathing sac that like also needs nutrients. So they kind of like pull that like fire sac out. And yeah, there's a lot of like dead monsters in here, digested like bones and skeletons. And they find Fallen's hair. They slowly like sift through everything. It's pretty gross. And then they find her skull as the episode ends. It's like a sense of dread. Like, are we too late? But I'm also coping. Like, surely not, because we have to rescue her. There's resurrection in this world. Maybe if we get all the bones, maybe we go deeper into dungeon, there's like an elixir of life or something. But yeah, this can't be the end for Fallen. So yeah, that's pretty interesting. I mean, it gives you a lot more room to go for this anime, because this is gonna have 24 episodes. So just because we accomplished our goal, beating the dragon, recovering Fallen, it's still not over. We got more stuff to do. Okay, so for solo leveling, episode 10, pretty edgy episode again. Jinwoo kind of like doing things. He gets a bit more character development this episode, where he shows that he's super strong. He can kind of take care of himself. And then even when people are bothering him, trying to like discover his power, recruit him, he also like scams them. So yeah, he's a pretty funny character. Like, you know, your typical overpowered dude. But yeah, they're giving him some personality, I guess. So over here, a lot of cool things are happening. Basically, him and Jinho, so they're kind of working together. They're like farming C rank dungeons because their goal is to kind of like defeat 20 of them, and then they'll kind of like make a name for themselves. Jinwoo will get a lot of money. So yeah, all of that's happening. We also see Song Yi. So she's like one of the girls who's like friends with Jinwoo's sister in the same class. So yeah, now she's also trying to be a hunter, but she's also E rank. So yeah, the funny part is that Jinwoo was like hiring all these people because they need 8 people to join the dungeon. But then Jinwoo can solo everything, so they just hire like 6 other proxies. So it looks like Songyi is a bit mad because she also wants to like contribute and help, but no, she's just like staying in the back just chilling. So people are doing research on why like all these C rank gates are being bought out. So they kind of like see Jinwoo's name and realize that he's been in like a lot of these incidents. So they realized that, yeah, maybe he did have a second awakening. They try to like track him down and recruit him because they're like, yeah, I can pay you more than what this guy's paying you. The thing is, this guy's paying him like millions of dollars, like hundreds of millions of dollars. So yeah, they can't really match that. And then Jinwoo also threatens them. He's like, if you spread my name around, yeah, I'm gonna kill you. He also has the stealth ability from killing the other guy, like the B rank hunter. So yeah, he's just like growing stronger. Now he can just like assassinate you. It's pretty cool. But yeah, we just see Jinwoo kind of like beating all these dungeons. It's kind of like happy fun times. He also scams the other dudes by like selling dungeons at higher prices. There's a lot of story being developed as well, so yeah, that's cool. Basically, the dude that Jinwoo killed a while ago has a brother who's an S rank hunter, which is pretty insane because S rank, bro, he'll kill your ass. But yeah, Jinwoo realizes that he has to get stronger no matter what. He has to protect himself and his family. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. But yeah, it's pretty scary because yeah, Jinwoo does have a sister that could be held hostage. So yeah, there might be some more scary fights coming up. We gotta see. But yeah, Jinwoo's getting stronger. He's a pretty funny main character to follow so far. Like nothing too crazy. But yeah, he's just like doing his thing. But overall, story continues. We're almost finished with the anime, which is a bit sad. But yeah, I guess I have to keep up with this long ass webtoon. All right, so for Gushing Over Magical Girls, episode 11, pretty cool finale. Nothing too crazy. We see Baser defeating the final boss. She kind of sees that Lord Enorme. She's like pretty strong. She has like all these kind of like goo monsters that she creates. But then her mindset is very childish. She just wants world domination for no real reason. So Baser can't really like get invested in her because when Baser fights, she wants to like feel that kind of horny connection. So she's like, yeah, your body and your words are not really matching. So what does Baser do? She turns Enorme into a child, strips her naked and spanks her. Yeah, pretty weird, but okay. In order for Baser to get immersed into this fight, she kind of like turns her into a child, and then Baser kind of like evolves, develops like a new power, I guess. So now she can just like affect you through long range. So yeah, it's kind of crazy. Yeah, Baser getting more power ups, beating the villain, kind of spanking her. I felt a bit bad because yeah, it looks like after she beat the villain, she got away, but then she got killed by like the evil QB. So yeah, I don't know what that's about, but yeah, a lot of like crazy shit happening. I mean, we beat the villain, so that's cool. We also saw that QE, she's like the girl with the bombs and gunpowder. She also defeats the nun lady, but it's all good though. Everyone kind of like survives. They beat the villains. We also see the magical girls coming in to kind of like save the day. They protect everyone else. So yeah, the ice girl also like got pretty strong. So it's all good, funny, cool wrap up. We defeated the villain. There's a lot more sinister things coming through. But we see that the evil cats, they're kind of like using these magical girls and these villains to kind of like harness their energy for some reason. But the fact that we defeated the villain might mean that the magical girls and Baser will kind of like face off again. They'll fight each other until like the evil cats do something else to progress the plot. We gotta see, but yeah, solid episode so far. A lot of fan service. I didn't think Baser needed to turn Enorme into a little girl. But yeah, I guess that's how they do things here. I think this is a 13 episode show, so we do have 2 more episodes left of the finale, so a lot more like degenerate shit can happen. Alright, so for Chain Soldier episode 11, another solid fight this episode. Yeah, so many cool fights. It's kind of like a good action episode. We see the good guys kind of like using their power in creative ways to like team up and beat everybody. So yeah, that's cool. Yachio and Himari, the blue-haired girls, are kind of like using their firepower, their time abilities to team up. So it's like a pretty cool sister showing. And then we see Tenka using her portal power to like, run away from Yuki's sister and kind of like tire her out, confuse her, and have her attack her own people. So everyone kind of regroups. They're all defeated. But then the new villains come in. So they look like to be the 8 Thunder Gods, and they seem to rule everything. They want world domination. They want to defeat the humans. So yeah, I mean, new villains coming through. Nothing too crazy, but I really like the fights we had this episode. And yeah, new villain group being established. They didn't really come through out of nowhere. They were like established in the background, which like big chillin', kind of like, doing their evil plan. And now they reveal themselves. Okay, so for Undead Unluck episode 23, another solid episode. Good story as we get more sad backstories. Here's another one. So it's more about Ano Un, who's kind of like the writer for the manga who can predict the future. So yeah, we realized that her whole story, she's actually a dude, and he has his own Negator power. So his name is Akira, and he liked telling stories. So basically, he was like looking for ideas to give to his mom, and then one day he picks up this magic pen that gives him like visions of the future. So it's like basically an artifact, but then he unlocked his Negator power at the same time called Unknown. So basically, his presence is erased. Nobody can see him. Anything he writes is just like invisible to everybody. So now Akira, his own mom, can't see him. He's not dead, but he's just invisible to everybody. So that's very sad. Just like Akira's crying, but then we see the mom knows that Akira still alive somehow. So she's like, if you're there, just like keep drawing your manga, do your thing. So he kind of like draws the future, like the Undead Unluck manga, but like instead of that, he uses like proxy characters, turning into like a high school romance story with like crazy ass like aliens. And then he realizes that if he writes under a pen name, people can actually read it. So if he changes his identity, that's how he kind of like finds a loophole in his Negator power. More people kind of like gets the story spread around, and he realizes that Andy and Fuko are real people. Yeah, these are real characters. So he wants to save Fuko because we realized that when Fuko dies, that's when the world kind of gets like fucked and destroyed. And then the kind of apocalypse god wins. So we realized that Fuko kind of dies fighting the Autumn Uma because I think Unseen kind of like slashes her throat. So yeah, Unseen is the invisible guy. They have no way to kind of prepare for him. So yeah, we see Unseen is actually like invading here with Rip and everyone else, all the kind of underground people. So now Andy is trying to protect Fuko, but he can't see Unseen. That's when Ano Un kind of like warns them, and then Andy kind of slices the whole building in half and cuts Unseen in half as well. So yeah, they save Fuko. They defeated like this invisible dude, and then I guess the story continues. They're fighting the Autumn guy. They all team up, so that's kind of interesting. They have like a shared goal, but you know they're kind of in opposing sides. This anime does do a good job, just like giving everyone a tragic ass backstory, and I guess we'll see what's gonna happen because yeah, according to Ano Un, everything here is just like new territory. Also for the Apothecary Diaries, episode 23. So we have one more episode left to the finale, but yeah, this is a pretty cool wrap up. So yeah, it's kind of like a showdown between Mamao and Lakan. So yeah, Lakan was kind of built to be kind of evil. Like we don't know why he was like tormenting Jinshi and why Mamao hates him. Well, we know why, because he impregnated Mao mom, and then she got chlamydia and everything, and it's just like so crazy now, and almost tried to like murder Mao when she was a baby. So yeah, he's like a deadbeat dad basically. So yeah, Mao challenges his deadbeat dad for a game of chess. So he's supposed to be like this master strategist, and we see like his whole backstory where yeah, he kind of has like some type of autism. He sees people as chess pieces. He can't really relate to people. So yeah, all their faces are just like blurry to him. So his uncle kind of helped him. He's like, okay, you're very creative, you're very strategic. So yeah, just like imagine people as chess pieces. So his uncle kind of like, you know, gave him some motivation like that. But yeah, basically during the chess game, we see Mao kind of losing 2 games. The rules are if you lose a game, it's like a best of 5. Then you have to drink like this glass of alcohol. So she's like, it might be lethal if you drink 3 of the 5 cups that have medicine in it. So yeah, since Mao drinks 2 of the cups of alcohol, Lakan's like, I can't let her drink the 3rd one. It might be lethal. So he actually throws the game, and then he drinks one of the cups of alcohol. That just like knocks him out, so he's unable to play the other games. So Mama kind of beats him. Very kind of anticlimactic, but also like a very funny way to kind of like outsmart him. But basically, yeah, as Lakan's knocked out, the kind of rules for the game is basically if Lakan wins, he gets custody of Mao. And if Mao wins, then Lakan has to buy one of the courtesans from the brothel that she worked at. It could be Mama's mother, probably not. It could be one of the other girls that's really good at chess. But yeah, basically a lot of like cool revelations here. We see Mama's mother like defeated Lockhart in chess so hard, like it's the first time he lost, so he got attracted to her. And then yeah, she was like very cold and emotionless as well. But yeah, they did have a good romance. So yeah, he impregnated her because he didn't want her to be bought out. And then also he had like some family issues, so he had to like go outside to a different village. So once he impregnated her, he like just like abandoned her. So yeah, he didn't really realize this. So he's not really like super evil. He just, you know, had some like tragic circumstances around him. So it's pretty solid seeing the backstory, very sympathetic. I mean, it's too late, like you can't really change the past, but yeah, it's kind of sad to see what happened. We also see that Lockhart's uncle is probably Mama's adopted father right now. So I thought that was also pretty interesting. Like all of these characters kind of like tied together in some way. So yeah, I love the story we had. Very solid. Getting these backstories, getting these like complex characters with like different motivations. And yeah, I guess we'll see what's gonna happen for the finale. But you're really loving this anime. All right, so for the Dangers in My Heart, episode 11, very cute episode again. You know, every episode's very cute. So we see Kyotaro. He's kind of training because you know he feels a little smaller. He sees that there's a sports festival coming up, so he wants to perform. So he's like lifting weights and shit, running. He's training hard. Yamada's also trying to help him, so yeah, cute moments with them. But we see that's also gonna rain during the school festival, so they're just like running in the rain. It's kind of cool, a lot of cool intense moments. And then, you know, Kyotaro, he's just like motivating himself. He's like trying to be strong just for Yamada. So yeah, a lot of cool intense moments. The romance goes strong. They almost kiss again in this episode, but they keep like baiting it. And yeah, that is it for the shows this week. Thank you for watching. A lot more anime coming through, a lot more finales we'll get next week and the week after. I'll probably have a tier list as we kind of wrap up the season with more episodes. But yeah, a lot of solid shows, and I'll see you next week. Peace.